What we do. Okay. Hi. It's been a while, guys.
It has. Damn near like 6 months. Well, we're the Trauma Twins.
Yeah.
Got to keep our slogan going. You're loved and you're not alone. That's for sure. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Progress. Status update. I've been doing the same thing I've been doing. Started reading again. I think that's been helping my mental clarity quite a bit.
Yeah. I was doing hair, and I after a lot of soul searching, I realized it wasn't the avenue for me. And it's not that I, didn't enjoy my clients or anything like that. I just realized the way I need to work is a lot more free form. Who knows? I don't know. But basically, I'm pursuing being a full-time artist. So as you can see here, I'm working on a mural at my brother's gym, but I've been doing some ceramic work and paintings and things like that. And yeah, it's going pretty well so far. I don't know. We didn't have a subject.
So, the original subject is like trauma, healing, how you deal with it. I know for me, it's always been the gym and hanging out with friends, which, friends come and go. I think my current group of friends are healthier than they've ever been. People that are like-minded as far as not just fitness development and growth, but also mental, spiritual growth and development.
Okay, so I have something to jump off on. I have a subject, I think, is the importance of your environment, of what you're trying to achieve. And obviously, none of us are going to be perfect, but if you're wanting to bring more productivity into your life and, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but success, I definitely was struggling with letting go of friendships that just weren't pushing me or encouraging. And it's there's seasons of life, and I just kind of went out on my own, thanks to my family. They kind of helped push me, you need to get out of SAC. And so I got out of SAC, and I started volunteering nonprofit organizations. So a farm that, I don't know what you call it, they give to the community, give them whole organic foods, and then I'm volunteering at a cat shelter, and then I just started at a ceramic studio. And these are all things that I've wanted to do, but just nobody was. It's not that they weren't supporting, they're just yeah, you go do that. But then there's this strength that comes when you're all on your own. You're you know what, I am gonna do that. I'm on my own anyway, no one's gonna come with me, just fucking do it. Anyway.
Well, with what you were starting with, Want More Success in Your Life, I just read the book Outliers, which she got for me. Don't know why it took me 3 years to read it, but it's changing the way that I look at success, and in a way I'm already successful, and sometimes I don't feel like I am, which we've touched on that in another video. But it gives me it narrows my focus. One of the things that they talk about to become successful at anything, you got to put in your 10,000 hours. So you were talking about your environment. Say we apply that 10,000 hours rule to your environment, right? So you could have a good environment. You set it up, and I think that's the reason why I'm always focused on the gym. This is that ability to control my environment. I can constantly get rid of people that aren't good energy and bring in people with good energy. But then the more I realize is we need 10,000 hours in that good environment in order for us to truly be successful, and for us to emit that type of energy when we're not around the environment. So like I've been really thinking of that, where we have a good environment, but has everyone spent 10,000 hours in this environment? You're not going to have that internal successful attitude out in the world, because the world like beats the crap out of you if you let it.
Yeah, well, and that I was thinking we also have to be careful of our definition of success, and because I think for a long time it was letting society kind of dictate what success was for me, and not that like I'm so different and I don't fit in the box, but you like none of us really should fit in a box. Like I would, I just challenge anyone to like really dig deep and figure out what you consider success, because I didn't realize for the longest time success to me is like having an outlet to be creative and be a little bit like STEMmy, and like if anyone knows like neurodivergence and ADHD and stuff, like I gotta move, and I'm not meant to sit at a desk or like do all this shit. Like I was meant to move, and so I'm creating that.
I actually don't think anyone's meant to sit at a desk.
Oh, well, anyway.
We're becoming highly...
yeah. But, sorry, because, like, for the longest time I was doing the hairdressing thing, and I was good at it, and it was fun and all, but it just wasn't really... It was what I wanted to be an artist, and that was the closest thing to societal acceptance of a job that I could think of, and so I did it for a while, but it just really wasn't resonating with me. So, anyway.
Yeah.
That's all.
What's some of the things that helped you get to this space that may tie to trauma and healing?
Like, I can see you in my peripherals. Changing your environment, like you said. Changing the people you're around. Sometimes they're hard to let go of, because it's not that they're bad friends, who you're around really rubs off on you.
Yeah.
And so you got to look at it and see where you're trying to go, where they're at, and
yeah, the 5 people you hang out the most with are gonna tell you where you're gonna be in 5 to 10 years.
Is that in that book, the Outliers book?
That's in another book.
Oh.
But yeah, I've studied success and leadership and stuff like that for a long time. The 5 people you hang out with the most are gonna dictate where you end up.
Yeah.
So and it's a tough conversation to talk about, because sometimes you hang out with your family. Your family could be the top 5, and you may need to not hang out with them as much as you are. And I know that's a tough, sensitive subject. I think it's been a little bit easier for some people than others, but just evaluate it. I don't know if I think it's called like the Benjamin Franklin close idea. Just get a piece of paper, draw a line, pros and cons, and put your top 5 friends. Pros, like the good things about the friend and the bad things, and if the pros don't outweigh the cons and the cons are higher, so the negative things that these people bring into your life, you got to cut them. If that's too harsh of an idea or word for you guys, just slowly gravitate away from them. Focus on other people. If, for example, if normally you'd be hanging out with that friend and someone's like, hey, you want to go do this, this, and that? And they're like, sorry, I already have plans. It's okay to just cancel those plans and hang out with this new person just to get a vibe. And I do that all the time. I'm hanging out with new people just because if my life isn't where I want it to be, I know that the people that I hang out with are a huge dictator of my idea of success, and I gotta change. If I'm not where I want to be, I gotta keep moving towards it.
Yeah, that, and I think a good quality to surround yourself with, or what I've learned for myself, are people and friends that encourage that shadow work, that mental health. Do you know what shadow work is? Like, I don't know the exact definition, but it's like kind of turning around to look at yourself and like
self-reflection.
Yeah, like see why you're triggered by this, or like first of all what your triggers are, why you're triggered, and like create a nurturing and safe environment in order to open up about those things. And that's a huge thing. So if you have one of those friends, grab onto them, keep them around, ask them questions, ask each other's questions or whatever. But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, shadow work's good. Triggers, something that I've been thinking about is also stuff that you don't do in times where you know you should do it, and after the fact you look back like, wait, why didn't I do that? Because I think there's something that's like the opposite of triggers. Triggers are like where you emotionally react, and then I think you freeze in moments because of trauma and past experiences. Like, for example, speaking up. I hear this a lot, that like people have a hard time speaking up. I know some of the reasons why I have difficulty is when we were younger, we would get hit for misspeaking.
Sit down, shut up, be quiet.
Yeah,
Seen and not heard.
Exactly. Sit down, shut up, and be quiet was like something that was drilled into us, and it's tough to move past that, especially as as an adult. I'm in a leadership position the majority of the time, and it's like when I've been told to sit down and shut up, like how do I lead and sit down and shut up at the same time? I gotta figure out the balance. And
well, that, or like if you're around people that are speaking up, well, for me it's a trigger. Like when someone's being loud, I feel like I'm being yelled at and I'm in trouble, and now like it triggers this anxiety thing, and I'm like, oh my god, like can you lower your energy or whatever's going on? But it's not necessarily them. Maybe they're just being passionate about what they're talking about or whatever. But I mean, I don't know, it's an ebb flow type thing. Anyway, I think that's good for now.
Yep.
I'm over the talking thing. We have like this much attention span. So again, as we've said in the past, if you have questions, put them down below. But you're loved.
And you're not alone.